This video is about absolute value. Absolute value is used in real life during some financial transactions because the money is always a positive amount. So absolute value can help determine the amount of money that moved, or when determining the speed of a car. No matter what direction, the car cannot be going at a negative speed, but the velocity can be negative, so the speed's car is the absolute value of its velocity. A simple example of absolute value is like the one you see on the screen. Like any other equation, the first step would be to subtract 4 from 22, and you would end up with absolute value of 6x minus 2 equals 18. You can't just get rid of the brackets by ignoring them because they are absolute value. You have to apply a special process to them. Now, because this is absolute value, what is inside those brackets could have been negative. So to represent both possibilities, you must make two different equations, one that has a positive answer and one that has a negative. You will be left with 6x minus 2 equals 18 and another equation that is 6x minus 2 equals negative 18. After that, like any other equation, you have to add 2 to both sides. For the first equation, you get 20, and for the second, you get negative 16. Then, to isolate the variable, you have to divide both sides by 6. You get x equals 3.33 repeating, or negative 2.67. To check if you're correct, you can enter both of those numbers into the equation one at a time, or you can graph it. This time, let's try a chart. Since you already have the values for x, now you have to find what the equation equals. I'll do the first one. Let's try x equals 2 first. First, you plug in 2 wherever you see an x. You will then get absolute value of 10 divided by 2. Because what is inside the brackets is already positive, you can take those off and have 10 divided by 2, which is obviously 5. The rest is for you. Try to figure out the rest of the f of x values by what you know and come back when you think you've got it. Okay, now that you've done the rest, let's see if you were correct. If you plug in 4, you'll have f of x is greater than absolute value of 5 times 4 divided by 2. That's equal to the absolute value of 20 divided by 2. And again, because what's inside the brackets is already positive, you can take those off and you'll have 20 divided by 2, which is 10. If you plug in negative 8, you'll have f of x is greater than the absolute value of 5 times negative 8 divided by 2. That is equal to negative 40 divided by 2. But because this is absolute value, there can't be any negatives. So that would change it to the absolute value of 40 divided by 2, which you can now take the brackets off and see that is 20. If you plug in 8, you'll have f of x is greater than the absolute value of 5 times 8 divided by 2. That's equal to absolute value of 40 divided by 2, which you can take the brackets off because it's already positive, and you'll see that it is also 20. Because absolute value changes everything negative to a positive, negative 8 and 8 have the same answer. To check your answers, you can always put it in a graph.